Tyler Dunne of GoLongTV.com what he sees in the 2025 Browns.
To me, it's money well spent because you can still try to figure out the most important position this year, in the next year, even the year after that. And I think you still have Myles Garrett in his prime because Cleveland lived the alternative, right? Like, my God, I'm thinking back to the Deshaun Kaiser, Cody Kessler, Kevin Hogan Browns, where it was, they're trying to lose games actively, and there is just no talent whatsoever. I mean, if you embrace the suck to that degree, you're just going to poison your building beyond belief, and it's going to be almost impossible to dig yourself out of that. You got to have a floor level of talent, and Myles Garrett is well beyond the floor. So they were just the number one defense 2 years ago. If you can somehow snap back into that, you get competent quarterback play, you run the ball, you can be a competitive team this year. I'm not, proclaiming them as a Super Bowl contender by any means, but I think the Browns are going to be a lot better than people think.
So, Tim, when you look at that, the defense is going to have to be really good for them to win a decent amount of games. Who are some of the keys that have to show up defensively for them this year?
I think for me, I'm looking at the two young edge rushers in particular, Alex Wright and Isaiah McGuire. I'm looking back at the stats from last season, just looking at the sacks. Myles Garrett had 14. Then you look at the next four guys on that list: Zadarius Smith, Dalvin Tomlinson, Owo Okoronkwo, JOK. Smith is gone. Tomlinson is gone. The Browns just cut Okoronkwo, JOK out for the season with still recovering for that neck injury. So right there, that takes away about 14 sacks. So basically, you have to replace another Myles Garrett out there who had 14 sacks himself last season. Yeah, they added Malik Collins. They drafted Mason Graham. They signed Joe Troyan-Shoyinka. But I really believe when you look at, the X factors on this defense, I think it's gonna come from those two young edge rushers, because through the last couple of seasons, Alex Wright and Isaiah McGuire have each shown plenty. They've each flashed in their opportunities given in rotations. Now I think those two guys, they should be in the mix to start opposite Myles Garrett. They should be getting a lot of reps, and I think they each have a chance to pop. And I think at least one of them really needs to break out. And I know sacks aren't the end all be all. Pressures are important, but you also want to be able to bring the quarterback down, create a negative play, and that's always important. So if you can get one of these guys up to 7 sacks, maybe one has 7, another 5, something like that, I think you're going to be in a solid position, because it's kind of the old Moneyball thing. I was just thinking about the movie Moneyball when, they were talking about replacing Jason Giambi. You're not trying to replace the player. You're trying to replace the production. And it's how do you match what Myles is doing if you don't have a guy as talented as Myles? You got to have guys who can make up that production. And I think between Wright and McGuire, you have two guys who have starting potential in the NFL.